Jack Smith, Liz Cheney, Fani Willis. We have news on all three and how the hunters are becoming the hunted. This is good news for justice. I have no interest in revenge or merely, collecting scalps for the heck of it. This is about justice. This is about putting them back in their place so that our country can continue, so we can protect our judicial, all of our judgments from politicization, from blatant, extreme politics taking the place of justice. You have to have justice go in and straighten it out. I'm John Mike Keene. Let's start with Julie Kelly over on X. She's at Julie_Kelly2 if you want to follow her. Rolling Stone this week confirmed reports that Jack Smith, his prosecutors, and even staffers are lawyering up and terrified about the prospect of a Trump DOJ investigation into the special counsel's office. They should be terrified. They're probably shredding documents and deleting emails, bleach-bitting computers and hard drives, even as we speak. Quote, multiple people who worked with Jack Smith and his core team have preemptively reviewed their private and professional communications to make sure they hadn't written anything that could be subpoenaed, publicly revealed, and used against them to paint a narrative of alleged misconduct, of supposed anti-Trump bias. Now, I just want to know with this quote, they are preemptively reviewing their private and professional communications. What happens if they found something that was misconduct or anti-Trump bias? What if they found a communication in their own files where they were doing that? What would they do with it? They're going to hand it over to their lawyers and try and build a case? Or are they going to delete it and try to destroy it, which they know is illegal? Remember, Trump said, keep your documents. Keep your documents. That's Pam Bondi too. Do not destroy documents. Jim Jordan, do not destroy documents, they said. Smith and his team of thugs are considering how to protect their assets, including their spouses, and prevent going bankrupt. So they're going to be, offshoring money, putting it in their wives' names because they probably weren't sharing their property with their spouses because, divorce. Quote, some federal investigators, including more junior staff, have talked to attorneys and legal groups about possible ways a rejuvenated Trump Justice Department could try to make their lives hell. What precautionary measures they should take, and even how to avoid going bankrupt if the revenge probes come in full force, the sources add. They're only worried about their money. What you guys did to the country, what you own and your amount of money you'd have to pay in fines is nothing compared to what you did to undermine America. The hunters are hunted, and it's about time. And then here's another one from Julie Kelly. This one's on Liz Cheney, new Rasmussen poll, which is one of the few polls that was accurate about the election, getting the election right, has bad news for Liz Cheney. Majority want Cheney investigated for her role on the January 6th committee. 3/4 of Republicans support an investigation into the Trump-hating former Congresswoman. Here's some of the numbers. National survey of 1,000 likely voters conducted this month. This is their impression of Liz Cheney. Very favorable, somewhat unfavorable, very unfavorable, and not sure. You can put that in a majority. That's 60%. So she doesn't have a favorable rating anyways. And then down below, this is under the House Oversight Committee has recommended that the FBI investigate Liz Cheney for her activities on the committee that investigated the January 6th, 2001 Capitol riot. Do you approve or disapprove of the FBI investigating Liz Cheney? And there's the numbers up on the top, which is strongly approve and somewhat approve. If you combine those, you're averaging well over 50%. And then here's by party. This is the funny one, because Democrats are like 21% curious about investigating Liz Cheney. And then Republicans are 52% minimum, with 35% other. being for it. So why so few Democrats, I got to wonder? What are they hiding? What do they know Liz Cheney knows? And then here's Granite Head on all of this. Hopefully the evidence they're in the process of destroying will be recoverable. Their actions speak loudly. They have committed multiple crimes. Innocent people do not shred and delete communications. And by the way, every time you delete a communication, that itself leaves a digital fingerprint. So the absence of an email does not just vanish it. Every keystroke can be investigated on their computers, especially if they're government property and they have to turn them all over to the new guy, to Kash Patel and Pam Bondi. Yeah, turn them over. Don't destroy that evidence, guys. Don't delete emails. We'll get them back. Because both parties, the one who sent it and the one who received it, have to delete the same email, by the way. And then here's a headline from the New York Post. Georgia judge rules state lawmakers can subpoena Fani Willis in misconduct probe. So now the state lawmakers, I don't know if Kemp is capable because he's so flaccid, so ineffective, but they can subpoena Fani Willis in a misconduct probe. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis must comply with a subpoena for testimony and documents related to allegations of misconduct in her handling of the 2020 election interference case against President-elect Donald Trump. A Georgia judge ruled this week. This is a great Georgia judge. Our hats off to her. The Georgia State Senate Special Committee issued Willis the subpoena earlier this year as part of an investigation into the 53-year-old prosecutor's alleged misuse of taxpayer money and potential conflicts of interest during her romance with former Trump special prosecutor Nathan Wade. Willis, who was disqualified from the Trump case last week by Georgia Court of Appeals, good work, flouted the panel's subpoena in September, arguing that the committee did not have the authority to compel her to testify or turn over documents. She was claiming special status of her investigation, which of course is false. Fulton County Superior Court Judge Shukura Ingram, she's a black female judge, ruled Monday that Willis had until January 13th to file a list of claimed privileges, which Fani Willis claims, and objections to any subpoena requests from the special committee. We support this special committee's investigation into Fani Willis. As Fani Willis herself said, we're going to put this quote right back on her. No one is above the law. Liz Cheney said, no one is above the law. Jack Smith said, no one is above the law. And we're just going to find out this next month if they really walk what they believe, or do they think they're above the law? What do you guys think? I'm John Mike Keene.